Well, there are growing fears this morning. Sydney's underworld is on the verge of erupting and innocent bystanders could be caught in the crossfire. The warning follows the fatal shooting of Nadal Ashakuk, a father of three with alleged ties to an outlaw motorcycle gang, after he was gunned down at a service station in the popular inner-city area of Surry Hills. The brazen attack left dozens of onlookers running for safety as multiple gunshots rang out. For more, we're joined by Robert Critchlow, former New South Wales Detective Superintendent. Good morning to you.
Morning.
We know you're used to this type of thing. You know all about it. Should Sydney brace for more of these type of attacks?
It's unlikely this will go unresponded to. Like, the criminal fraternity keep checks on each other and they take revenge when these sort of things happen, and I think it's quite reasonable to expect there'll be more trouble. So,
innocent bystanders in the way. What are the chances of that happening?
This is atrocious. Very much an outstanding sort of event in that normally this behaviour goes on in private or in sort of controlled spaces. Being in a street like this, in a service station, near restaurants, near children and women, it's an absolute disgrace.
So they don't really pick an area out of the way?
No, well, this is about accessibility to the target. He'd been to dinner, he'd been at a restaurant nearby, the car was parked, they knew he was going to go back to his car, so it was quite substantial planning and really aggressive targeting.
So, as far as the police work around this,
yep,
what do you guys do to prevent another attack?
Well, it's quite comprehensive. There'll be a very detailed investigation, of course, looking at the crime scene, gathering evidence about the actual murder. But behind that, the organised crime detectives will be looking into their resources. They'll be having other jobs touching on this case. They'll be talking to informants and using undercovers to gather information quietly behind the scenes. Also looking at working with partners in the intelligence agencies who will have material that will assist. And then there'll be some overt policing too, a Strike Force Raptor and the various policing teams making themselves known. They'll be looking to make sure they get guns off the street. They'll be looking to make sure that criminals know that this behaviour is really unacceptable and make it very, very difficult. And that often produces other opportunities.
It doesn't sound like it takes much to sort of have a shootout. This was some sort of drug rip, so they're fighting amongst themselves, were they? Oh,
I think this is quite complicated, and it's probably too early for me to really comment, but I understand that he's got some relationships with some bad people, and those bad people wanted him dead, and they succeeded.
On another thing, they're wearing ponchos. Is that weird?
It's a real development, and I think it's in response to... Often we charge people with criminals with offences to go to trial, and we produce evidence which shows certain things, and amongst that evidence we show that people look a certain way, they move a certain way, and we use that evidence to say that a person even wearing a balaclava is that person. And I think what you're seeing here is an escalation where criminals are learning from those court matters, and they're now covering themselves up, which makes it harder to identify their body shape, the way they move, the way they run, and make evidence even harder for the police to prosecute in court.
OK. Thank you, Robert, for your insight. Here's Chevo.
Thank you.